Where we at though?
And we in Memphis with this shit right now, in the M right now. You know where these rap niggas don't come to.
Well, tonight, Memphis police need your help to find this man. Officials say Jaden Dandridge, and they named him as a suspect in the murder of Memphis rapper Seop P and the attempted murder of Houston rapper S Waka.
And tonight, we're looking into records and information surrounding the death of Jaden Dandridge.
It's getting spooky. Jaden Dandridge, the unmasked shooter from the Seop P S Waka hit in downtown Memphis, has been found, his body found at a dead mall in Greenspoint, which is a neighborhood in Houston.
We are working to piece this whole thing together here. Here's a little bit of what we know so far.
Fox 26 News reporter Leslie Delasport here, and I want to bring you an update to a story that we're working to piece together. Now, this story is surrounding the death of 21-year-old Jaden Dandridge, who Memphis police says was found dead here in Houston.
What's a dead mall? An abandoned mall. So they dumped his body full of holes. He did not unalive himself. He was dumped full of lead and dumped at a dead mall in Houston, 600 miles from home. Now, there's this other guy, Kevin Brown, that's wanted. Where is he at? Is he going to be found deceased?
And in case you're wondering what does Memphis police have to do with this, here's some background. Before the death of Jaden Dandridge, Memphis police was looking for him, and he was wanted for his role in a recent shooting in Memphis, Tennessee, that left Houston rapper S Waka injured and killed another rapper, Seop P. Now, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office says a man by the name of Jaden Dandridge was killed Thursday, March 27th, around 10:40 a.m., ruling his death as a homicide, and that Dandridge died from multiple gunshot wounds. But Friday, March 28th, Houston police put out a press release saying they were investigating a homicide that happened here at 12,300 North Freeway at the old Greenspoint Mall. HPD also says that the male victim had multiple gunshot wounds, but he was found near the dumpster at the loading dock here behind the old Macy's. Now, Houston police told me at this time they will not be releasing the name of the victim of the homicide that they were investigating from March 27th here at 10:40 a.m. They tell me they're leaving that up to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office. Now, HPD is asking that if you have any information to please call them or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS because this investigation is still ongoing. Reporting from Greenspoint, Leslie Delasport, Fox 26 News.
Don't forget to subscribe. I always forget to ask you to subscribe, but I'm giving you a lot. Like, share, subscribe, our prophet. So the fact that he popped up, and gears spin thinking about, like, what did S Waka have to do with it? Here was his statement. So he's seemingly promoting nonviolence, that he wouldn't do anything. But Mr. Walka has an extensive, serious criminal history.
He is a bona fide rap sensation with millions of views for his music videos. But investigators say this group, known as the Sauce Factory, is a documented gang. The group's name even mentioned as part of a recent federal court case involving sex trafficking. Channel 2 Investigates began digging into the Sauce Factory back in July. Tonight, investigator Robert Arnold talks with the Sauce Factory's leader, who is responding to the allegations.
A signature sound from a Houston rapper.
Man, I'm S Waka, a.k.a. Sauce Guy, a.k.a. the kid that did Brad Drip, you know, the flavorish one.
His real name is Albert Walker Mundane, but to the 500,000 people who follow him just on Instagram alone, he is S Waka of the Sauce Factory, or TSF.
I'm a CEO of a record label. We drop albums. I got 7 artists.
No denying the popularity, his videos go viral.
Like 50 million views. That's what you need to say. I got over 50 million views on the internet.
But when we caught up with S Waka at a home in a gated community on the west side of town, we wanted to ask why police view TSF as more than a record label.
Why do police label the Sauce Factory a gang?
Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know if it's just probably a misunderstanding from the videos or something.
S Waka admits he's had past trouble. In 2009, police say he went by AWOC and was a member of a criminal street gang called Mash Mode. He pleaded guilty to deadly conduct charges after being accused of shooting and wounding a person during a concert at TSU. He served his probation and says he put that life behind him.
That was just me being a younger myself, and I've matured and grown up to a man now.
As you can see, he was nearly ensnared in a pimping RICO. So like a pimp gang RICO, they do have those. Contact with a victim advocate concerned about a minor victim who had run away from a shelter from victims of sex trafficking. Would likely be working the track off Bissonnette. Would not disclose who her pimp was, but did say he associates with Sauce Walka. Sauce Walka is known to law enforcement as Albert Walker Mundane, principal leaders of a documented gang known as the Sauce Factory. TSF is a known rap group with an online presence and following. TSF's music content is predominantly comprised of lyrics which depict drug use, gun violence, and the promotion of sex trafficking. Owner of a gentleman's club, ran away from the shelter, then she got arrested in the strip club for agreeing to perform an sex act on an undercover officer. She was 16. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Choose up. Beat her out of frustration. Victim 2, in describing the hierarchy of the Sauce Factory, stated Sims was the boss of the crash dummies, who are considered the lesser or newer pimps. She said LaFleur and Haynes were some of the crash dummies, and the money went up the chain. MV2 knows the higher-ups do not recruit new girls or work kids, and they have their own longtime girls. March 10, 2018, a federal search warrant was executed at the Mansion. The Mansion is a private home known to be used by members of the Sauce Factory. Sauce Walker and others were found in the residence.
Every celebrity has lies and made-up stories and folk tales and things like that made up about them.
And to be perfectly clear, Sauce Walka is not accused of doing anything wrong. But documents filed in both state and federal court do refer to TSF as a documented gang and known for criminal activity. TSF recently came up again during a hearing in federal court as part of an investigation into sex trafficking of minors.
So I learned that the Sauce Factory, or TSF, is a gang.
This deputy testified the investigation started with a Thanksgiving call for help from an underage girl at this motel off the North Freeway.
She said that she was forced to prostitute and that she was also threatened by a handgun.
Several people were arrested, including Jamie and Rashad Sims. Court records read Sims goes by the name Sauce Lean or J Lean and is one of the principal leaders of the Sauce Factory. Videos online and Instagram posts show Sims rapping with Sauce Walka.
Is he your partner? Is he what?
I don't speak on that. I don't speak on all that. My friends, I have friends.
Sauce Walka says Sims was just one of several rappers hoping to further careers under TSF's umbrella. He says anything beyond music does not involve him.
Have you talked to him since he got arrested?
I'm not speaking on none of that.
Still, the federal investigation involving Sims and others landed on TSF's doorstep, literally. Court records show TSF refers to this house as the Mansion. It was raided after video surveillance showed Sims entering the mansion with minor victim 2, an underage prostitute.
Ain't no girls ever been in my house that nothing like that.
After the raid, the only people still accused of wrongdoing were Sims and the others charged in the federal case. So Sauce Walka says he's just going to keep focusing on expanding his business and not worry about whether TSF is accused of being a gang.
I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep rapping because I know I'm not a gang.
Texas car. So, and a quick look, let's take a little look at the, that Rico. So Sauce Walka is described as this, so this case kind of started to unravel with this teenage girl, 16, who kept running away from a shelter and going to these PIMPs. And they ended up putting her in a strip club where she solicited a cop. So then the feds got involved and there's this big case and they indicted a bunch of them. And they ran up in the Mansion, which is that place Sauce Walka always shows, the Sauce Mansion. So like it said in there, a lower level pimps, the crash dummy pimps who probably there's a bunch of them, they meet the girls, They break them, they get them involved. I'm sure a lot of girls that get exposed to pimp stuff, they run off quickly. But then if you find a few that are really down with it and make a lot of money, they probably get passed up the food chain or money that the pimps make. Now, why would one pimp pass up money to pimps above him? Well, you got a thing called a pimp, and then you got Max. Max attract women and might be the ones who interact with the women. The pimp is the mastermind. So Sauce Walka's money is providing the mansion and the cars, because that's how you lure these girls in. It's not really you talking them into something. They're young, they've never been around nothing. Suddenly they're riding around in foreign cars, they're catching planes, they're in nice hotels, they're going to concerts, they're eating at nice restaurants. They don't need but a couple days of that, and then you get them high and you say, okay, baby, go in the room with that guy. Or go home. Girls have told me that's how it goes. Which makes sense. You want this lifestyle, you got to earn some of the money. Is that even that bad? Maybe not. But, of course, if they're under 18, of course, it is. So, Sauce's buddy, Sauceline, narrowly avoided, got life no parole, and who knows what Sauce Walka narrowly avoided. And his buddy, Sauceline, is doing a life no parole. That's the guy in this musical rapping video right here. So the guy in the pink jacket and boots is doing life no parole in the feds. He's in one of those USPs that these guys on the internet prison channels talk about.
Me taking the lead in the trust on my own to put my safety and my life in my brother's hand in his hometown, in his city and state. Yeah, I'm just looking past all of that and looking like I'm gonna stand next to my brother the way he's standing next to me, because it's a possibility that I could have my own demons of complications of rivalries in my city. It just so happened that how my business took care of and I don't allow it to keep going. So, I took the risk and came to my brother's hometown with him. I stood next to him, and that's just a part of the streets. Like, you gotta take the good in with the bad. You sit next to a target, you become a target. No matter how you want to look at it, it's a casualty of war. So as much as my heart is broke, as much as my soul is bleeding, I still respect the rules of the streets. I understand there's the business situation it is, and I could have lost my life and my life was put in danger. It wasn't intentionally for me. That motherfucker could have took my life and they didn't.
Nigga, fuck Sauce Walka, nigga. I feel like Pop, nigga. Fuck you saying, nigga. Hey, some how Pop feel about Biggie, that's how I feel about Sauce Walka, nigga. So fuck Sauce Walka. I ain't no pretty shit, no funny shit, no friendly shit, none of that with that nigga. Nigga suck my dick and die. Nigga, I beat the shit out of him and whatever else you want to do. And I know you're a pussy, so I don't gotta do no gangster shit, no guns or nothing right there. I beat the shit. I beat him like he beat them hoes, nigga. I beat him like he beat them white girls. I treat him like a white girl or my kid.
Was shot, drove himself to a Chick-fil-A around 6 last night for help, but ended up dying there. Firefighters say the man died just inside the front door of that Chick-fil-A. Police still don't know who shot him or why.
New details in the downtown shooting near FedEx Forum that killed Memphis rapper Seop P and injured Houston rapper Sauce Walka. Memphis police say murder suspect Jaden Dandridge was found dead in Houston. The warrant for his arrest is now canceled. Police are now searching for 22-year-old Kevin Brown, who's been charged with murder and other crimes. The shooting happened March 22nd outside the Westin Hotel. Anyone with information on Brown's whereabouts should call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
And if they had one RICO on them, you could bet there's another one pending. In this case, putting TSF back in the limelight, and a murder suspect 600 miles from home. Jaden Dandridge was 21. This is not a guy that seems like he was moving around the country like that he had the wherewithal. You know what I mean? Like, someone brought him there, someone lured him there. The conspiracy theory that they were part of the lick, that it was a planned thing by Sauce. And people say, well, why would Sauce got shot? Well, that could have been the accident part. And interesting that the one who's been killed so far was not the gunman. Jaden Dandridge looked scary. He just sat in the car and he got out and he had a gun. He didn't do anything. He definitely would have been a weak link in any questioning. But did the hit come from out of Houston? Like, could it have been something against Sauce Walka And then the money, the hit was just sent like, hey, get him in Memphis, to make it look like it happened in Memphis, and maybe it's easy to murk people in Memphis. It's smaller, you know where everybody's going to be. It's very violent, poor police system. They could have sent the hit up there, and then these guys went down to get their money. I mean, who knows what the backstory is? Could it have been some cartel, like, because the cartel will hire black hitmen, they hire whoever. This is pretty interesting. We can see that these rap labels, well, they generate a lot of money, so they're sophisticated. They know a lot of people. They had access to a lot of stuff. And that Memphis-Houston connection is strong. Remember, the guy Govan Hernandez is going on trial for masterminding Dolph's hit. His daughter was gunned down in Houston. She was supposedly hitting licks in the streets of Houston. So, all through the South, those are the two, Atlanta and Houston, Dallas, but it seems like more so Houston draws the people from everywhere else. That's the big city you go to. So why was this kid down there in Houston and they dumped him at a dead mall? Wow. So I don't even think this was a place you could meet up at. It sounds like you'd be dumped there because it really wasn't open. So that's the update with Sauce Walka, and the refresher of the TSF ain't nothing to play with. And Sauce nearly avoided maybe like a Pimp Rico thing. Hopefully he's just on his OnlyFans now, because that pimping stuff gets wicked, because it turns into human trafficking the snap of a finger, and you can get a lot of time. And Sauce Walka, we see he shot somebody before, so you know, he's just not some goofy guy with colorful braids in his hair. Like, you know, he's a serious guy. So, very, very interesting. Don't be playing around out in these streets. Even the people that's happy-go-lucky, you don't know how they get down or what they're into. But, yeah, the plot thickens with the Sauce Walka situation. And as you can see, he's already had some narrow, close calls with some indictments. The Sauce Factory. Jaden Dandridge is out of here. Get well soon, Sauce Walka. Out Profit American Dope.